Hello, everyone. Welcome to TV Literate, the podcast that unapologetically enjoys trashy TV. I'm Jillian,
And I'm Megan.
and we're here.
We're finally got to recording because we've mentioned this on this
God.
show before, but every time we do a Bates episode, we always have like an insane amount of technical difficulties or just like weird things that prevent us from recording. And we think that the Bates have like cursed our show because it's always the Bates shows that happen, like that have the technical difficulties. Always.
It is. Whenever we do like Love is Blind or anything, like no problems at all. And now here we're fighting against God and man
and Wi-Fi
to record this episode.
Yeah, exactly.
God and man and Wi-Fi.
Just the three, the big three. Yeah, but you know what? We're here. That's all that matters. We made it. We're going to get through it. It's going to be great.
Yep, we're going to make it into the world.
We are. Jillian, what have you been watching lately?
So, we've still been watching Survivor. I think we're up to season 24 now.
Nice.
Where now they're just pretty much all the time in Polynesia. Area.
Yep. I mean, you can't really blame them. It is nice there.
It is nice. And I mean, it's good money for them, for the islands, I'm sure, to have somebody filming there to pay there. So, shit, go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am invested. I constantly am texting you at random hours with
it.
Oh my God, I hate this person. Like this season, we have Tarzan and Troyzan, and I just wanted to die when I fucking saw that on the television screen.
It's a lot to take in. It is a lot to take in.
I was like, I don't know. Is 23 seasons enough? Is that enough for me to continue watching this because of Troyzan and Tarzan? And I said yes.
Yeah, I know. The hold that Jeff Probst has on you once you get into it. It's just like you can't let go.
I know. Jeff.
I love Jeff Probst.
He's such a dreamboat.
He's amazing.
He's not like a hottie, but he's like a dreamboat because he's like vacation dad.
He's vacation dad, and I love how excited he gets about Survivor, like at the tribal councils when they get really heated up. Like,
I know, he's just sitting there like,
nobody loves Survivor as much as Jeff Probst, which is like a beautiful thing.
That's so true. That's so true. Other than Survivor, we've been watching the Olympics, which has been fun. I love watching the Winter Olympics. And then we watched the House of Gucci the other day. It was 45 minutes too long.
Nice.
And Lady Gaga was just playing Lady Gaga in it, but all the other actors were very, very good. And Lady Gaga was good as the crazy ex-wife, but she kind of had that vibe like the whole time. And just, she's a good singer. She's just breaking into acting. Yeah, Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, she's not I don't know. I was trying to think of a good actress, but I blanked. Like a iconic Meryl Streep. She's no Meryl Streep.
Yeah. She's not Dame Judi Dench.
No.
Sorry.
Not yet, at least.
But you got to be in the business for a while.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I just think it's like everyone was talking about how the Oscars snubbed her because they nominated Adam Driver, but not her. But like Adam Driver was like unrecognizable, even though like he was recognizable.
Yeah, like it wasn't like he was being Adam Driver. He was like this character played by Adam Driver.
Yeah, it was crazy. And he like even like changed like how he talked and like how his face moved
Adam
and shit to make it look more Italian. Yeah, he's a good actor.
He is.
Like it took me a second for me to warm up to him because I hated Girls by Lena Dunham.
Yeah, well that's fair. That is totally fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good actor. I've like seen him in a lot of stuff and I'm always very impressed with him. Like I think maybe going in I don't expect much from him, but I get a lot. So.
And you're like, wow. And I mean, he's now like memeable and iconic because he's the good soup guy.
Yeah, good soup. Yeah, for sure.
Good soup.
For sure.
But that's all I've been watching.
Nice.
What have you been watching?
I've been not watching a ton of stuff. One thing that has been capturing my interest lately, my attention, is I've been playing the new Pokemon game on Switch, Pokemon Legends. But it's been really fun, and you literally just like go around and catch Pokemon, and it's pretty, and yeah, so I've been playing that a lot. But other than that, I went down like a true crime, like a criminal psychology YouTube video, like
oh shit,
dark
which
hole.
ones?
I was watching the Jim Can't Swim ones. Have you seen those before?
I love JCS.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
a JCS. I was a patron for a while.
Hell yes. I'd heard of him, but I never really sat down and watched him. But I watched a bunch of them, and it was like very good, very interesting.
They're so good.
Yes,
they're so good.
I watched like the Chris Watts ones and Casey Anthony and another one.
Those ones.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, so I got down that rabbit hole.
I really liked.
Go ahead.
The Jodi Arias one.
I haven't watched that one yet.
You watched that one.
I will put
that
on
one
my
should
list.
be your next one because it's very well made.
But other than that, the only other thing that I've been watching, which just started, is the Jeopardy College Championship, which is on Hulu. And I love the College Championship because I always get more of the answers right than the normal ones, so I feel a little bit smarter. So yeah, I'm a Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. I don't watch it like regularly, like every night, but I do love me some Jeopardy.
Yeah. I used to watch it every night, and then Alex died, and I just haven't been able to watch it since because it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
And also, like, I don't like... What's her name?
Yeah, she's unfortunately hosting the College Championship, which is not great, but I don't know. It's still enjoyable.
I mean, she's like an anti-vaxxer.
I know.
And it's just really hard for me to, like, look at her face right now.
Yeah, I am with you there.
I get it. No, I mean, I love Jeopardy. I'm not criticizing you for watching Jeopardy with whatever her name is, but
I don't even want to learn it. Okay,
all I can think of is her name is Amy Farrah Fowler because that's who she was in Big Bang Theory, and I have no idea what her name is outside of that sometimes.
She's the anti-vaxxer lady on Jeopardy. That's how I know her.
Yeah, the anti-vaxxer neuroscientist.
Yeah, she's on a commercial too for like some type of like supplement.
Neurogen.
Yes.
Prevagen.
And it's like you'll shill this stuff, but you won't like vaccinate your kids. That's fucked up.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna take these little trash pills that the FDA's never even looked at, but like you won't get them the vaccine.
Yeah,
get fucked
for sure. All right, but let's get into it. Okay, the Bates tried to stop us from talking about them, but we are not going to let them stop us. We are going to keep doing it. All right, so we're still on season 7, and we will be for the foreseeable future because it's the season that never ends. We still
have 2 more episodes of this. Yeah. Like this one plus 2 more.
Yeah. It's I don't know what happened between like season 6 and season 7, but lots. So the first episode we're going to talk about is Lions, Tigers, and Bates. Oh my.
I'm pretty sure that I've named one of our episodes about the Bates.
Probably.
Like, I didn't check, but I think I have, like, one of the, like, season 1 or 2 episodes.
That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. So for this episode, the little girls, aka Ellie, Addie, and Callie, are taking a trip to visit Michael and Brandon, which is, like, big fun. Everyone looks forward to it, to go to the big city and, stay at a new
Hang
house.
Out with Michael, because Michael's the cool mom.
Yeah, Michael seems like a lot of fun. Like, she always is trying to do fun things with them and entertain them. So, yeah, I definitely get why they want to go to Michael's.
Mm-hmm.
This starts off with Michael and the girls pick up Brandon from work, and they go to the goddamn Brookfield Zoo, which I went to the zoo with my awful ex-boyfriend, and this like literally triggered me watching this because he lived like really close by, and it was just like I was like, God damn it, Michael will not leave me alone.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Anyway.
And your ex's name is Michael?
Yes.
And we're talking about a person named Michael.
Triggered. Full
Michael
triggered.
At Brookfield Zoo.
Yeah.
Like,
God.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. When I saw they were going to the zoo, I was like, please go to like the other zoo.
The big fancy one.
Yeah, don't go to Brookfield. But I knew it was the Bates. They were going to go to Brookfield. And I was like, God damn it. But it's okay. It's fine.
I'm so sorry. And all of these episodes, everything the Bates do is just kind of like triggering, honestly. Pretty much. Like a lot of it. Either panic or PTSD. We got the whole gamut here.
Yes, it's the whole spectrum of trauma. It's all there.
Yes. So they go to the zoo and they do the Hamill family wild encounters where they bring out all the animals and show them to you. And so they got to see a porcupine, a serval, a sloth, and an anteater.
Yes, which was cool.
The anteater was so cool. I thought they were bigger.
Yeah, it did look really small. Maybe it was like a baby or a
little one.
Yeah, a little one. It was a female, so maybe the males are bigger. But they get to see how long the anteater's tongue is, which was cool. And
that was cool.
They feed her baby food, and Callie gets some in her hair.
Because she ducked in front of someone feeding an anteater.
Yeah,
go behind.
I don't really know what you expected to happen there, Callie, but I don't know. She is like 6, so we'll let her. Yeah. We'll let her slide.
Yeah. Yeah, but then she didn't want the anteater to eat it off of her head, so she just had to wipe it off.
I get that. I do get that.
I would have let the anteater eat it off my head.
I probably would have too, but I do understand not wanting to let
the gross factor.
Yeah, a random weird animal
lick your head.
I do get that.
But but there's already lick juice in the juice that got onto her head.
You are so right. She's already been lick
juice. That's my new name for saliva.
Lick juice.
Lick juice.
God, I hate that. But I'm going to start using it.
You are welcome. But yeah, it was cute and fun. And so then they left that part.
Yeah, Brandon has to go back to work at this part, but the girls get to explore the rest of the zoo, and so they go see wolves and bears and monkeys. Oh my. And
lions, tigers, and bates.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
And then they take
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then they of course take a little selfie and say goodbye to the animals. And it was a beautiful time.
It was. It looked like a fun day. And nobody had a meltdown.
It is a nice zoo, though. I did enjoy it there, if only I wasn't with my ex-boyfriend. Also, we went in, July, so it was fucking hot.
I'm always traumatized by zoos in July, because it's 1,000 degrees and smells like 8 different kinds of shit.
True. Very true. That is, yeah. Then we head over to Tori and Bobby, and one of, I guess, Bobby's duties as working for the church has been cleaning the church. And, of course, they're leaving it until, last minute, right before the service.
Yeah,
just because that's a Bates thing to do.
Of course.
And here we talk a little bit about their future plans. So Bobby got offered a youth pastor position in Nashville. And so
just put a guitar in his hands and send him on.
I know that just the phrase youth pastor from Nashville gives me such a strong image in my head.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't like
Bobby
it.
fits it.
Yeah, for sure.
Bobby fits
for
it.
sure. So the plan is for them to move in a couple of months and kind of go there a few times, get used to the area, look at some places, get used to the church and congregation, but move in a couple of months.
Yep. After Tori graduates.
Right.
That's the main thing that they're waiting for, I guess. So I think she's 2 or 3 months away from graduation.
Yeah,
at this point.
Which that's what they were supposed to wait for. They were going to get married after they graduated, and here they're already pregnant. Well, spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah, spoiler alert. They're already pregnant. She got pregnant on the honeymoon, probably.
Why? How are these people so fertile?
I don't know. Because lots of people try to have babies, and lots of people have unprotected sex, and not all of them end up pregnant.
Yeah. It's scary. There's something in the water there.
It's like witch magic. Yeah. They're witches. They're witches. The Bates are witches.
And they're cursing the show for the technical issues, and that's why they're so fertile. What happened to Michael, though? Why aren't they sharing the wealth with Michael?
She wouldn't do the hexes.
Oh, yeah. She's too pure.
Too pure.
She won't sell herself.
God, I'm going to call this episode The Bates Are Witches.
Okay. We're just going to put it all out there.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say the Bates are probably witches.
In parentheses, probably witches.
Yeah. That'll be a good one.
So then back in Chicago, Michael is giving the girls sewing lessons because it's one of her favorite things to do. She likes to do it.
Yeah, and will help the Bates household because they've got a bunch of boys.
Now that Michael's gone, they need somebody to take over the sewing. And so that Kelly was like, while they're there, if you want to teach them how to do everything you've done so that they could just take over for you, that would be great. Thanks.
If you want to just mold them now that you're not in the house anymore, I need you to do that with these ones.
Exactly. And you have the time because you don't have kids of your own. So work on mine for me, please.
Here's 3 of mine for a while. Yeah. Bye.
God. But Michael is such a great patient teacher. She's so good with kids and because teaching and being hands-on with kids like that is sometimes very frustrating because they don't always do what you want them to do, but she's very like patient even with them.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. But
it was very good.
They work on making a baby blanket for Alyssa's baby. And they talk, and then in Talking Heads, we're talking about how like, oh, it's so important for girls to learn sewing. But like, my question is, why don't they teach the boys sewing?
Yeah, the boys are the ones fucking up their clothes all the time.
Boys,
they can come back in and sew their jeans back together.
Like, boys are just as capable of using a sewing machine as a woman is. I promise you.
Yeah,
just
they can do it.
They can do it. They can do it.
I'm pretty sure that dudes were the ones who started using sewing machines too, because women were still expected to do it by hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And men could use the machine for like business.
Yeah, businessmen.
Yeah.
But they finished the blanket, and it was really sweet. They seemed very proud of it, and they were going to mail it straight to Alyssa. So it was a cute little bonding experience.
It was very cute. Yeah, and a good project to start with. Yeah, straight lines,
just a big rectangle.
Nobody will cry if you're just doing straight lines.
Exactly.
Including you, the one teaching.
Right. Yeah, that's honestly the biggest thing. Yeah, you need to watch out for yourself first.
Yeah, you got to make sure you don't start crying, because then someone will get their finger in the machine and you won't notice until it's too late.
It's just too much to handle.
Snowball.
Okay, so then we go back to Tennessee and we talk to Gil, and he says, all of my girls, tutors, and teachers are gone. And of course, he can't teach the kids like a woman would. That's beneath him. And
it's woman's work.
It's a woman's work. And so instead of doing like some sit down work, today they're going to build a seesaw together.
Which they're going to fucking knock each other's heads off with.
God. Yeah, I just...
Like, there's a reason that people buy play equipment for their children and don't just make it, because like it has like safety features that you wouldn't have thought of, like how to keep little fingers from getting smashed and like toes and like getting fling flung, you know,
getting fling flung. Yeah, that's the one of the worst fates you can get.
Yeah.
So I loved though Jeb. I love Jeb and Judson. They're some of the best.
They're big vibes.
Yes, and in this part, Jeb, like in the middle of working, he just goes, "I'm hungry. I'm gonna go eat." And then he goes, "I'm gonna go lay down." And that is just like me as hell. Like as soon as I get started on something, I'm like, "All right, I'm hungry. I've got everything together. I'm ready to take a break now. Let me go take a little nap."
Yeah. It's like a whole part of the project is just getting the shit together.
Yeah, there's like steps, and you take a little break between each one, and that's how you pace yourself, you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. But yeah, they were like measuring the wood and using tape measures and drilling holes and drilling in nails, and they thought it was cool the first time of each of those, and then they were like, no, we don't want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
We're babies. Like, we're children. We don't have that kind of attention span. Yeah. We're like, on to the next bright color.
Exactly. But somehow, either way, I was surprised that they actually like got it put together by the end of this, because typically with a Bates project, it's like several episodes long, no matter how small the project is.
Oh yeah.
It looks scary. It's like so tall. I feel like they could.
It's so tall.
They could be definitely fling flung like so easily.
Yeah, he should have made that middle like holder shorter, so that there's a less play.
It was like a little too extreme for me.
Yeah. So like Judd and Jeb are on it, and it's okay. And then when he gets on it, he like lets it down, pushes it down a bit too hard, and flings whichever one was still on there with him. Yeah. Like he kind of like flung up in the air and hit his head on the handles, and I'm like, this is gonna end up launching children.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, like when you like if Warden gets it on that thing, like he's rough as hell.
He's gonna kill his his little brothers
for sure. It's like, oh my god, but yeah, it scared me. But thankfully, Kelly does see them and tries to lay down some like rules and like safety.
Don't kill each other,
please,
kids.
Like, don't get up really quick and like let the other person fling flung away. Don't.
I know. Don't fling flung anybody.
No fling flunging here. And then Zach makes a joke about how their family is the reason why like products that are sold in stores need like not only for intended uses only, because they which that sounds right to me, because y'all are fucked.
They're not doing the best job.
No. Michael and Brandon are taking the girls to do some ceramic painting. And this was the same place that Brandon and Michael went with their parents, like in a very early episode when they were just courting.
I do vaguely remember it.
I do too, yes. But Addie paints a unicorn jewelry box, Ellie gets a horse figurine, and then Callie makes Alyssa a coffee cup because she forgot to get her a birthday present, which I thought was really funny.
That's cute. I get it.
Yeah, I love Callie.
I mean, especially at those ceramics places, because you really want to paint something, but you're like, fuck, do I want to like paint something that I have to like put on a shelf and like use?
Yeah, exactly.
So coffee mug, you got to go for, because like jewelry box, figurine horse.
Yeah. Coffee cup is always good though.
Yeah. It was cute.
I love Callie though. Callie is one of my other favorite characters. I think just like the youngest are the best ones, but she's just so cute. And at the end she said, "That was the funnest thing I've done in years," which I thought was really funny.
You're like, honey, you're like 7.
Yeah, in years. Do you even remember years ago?
I love when little kids say that though. Like in Colorado, it's super common that kids ski really early.
Yeah.
Like they'll start skiing at like 2 or 3. So they'll be like, you know, a couple of years ago when I was skiing.
It's like you were like 5.
You were 7. Yeah. How did you do skiing a few years ago?
That's funny. Yeah. Oh God, I love kids. All right. So the next episode is called "Just a Little Off the Top, Please."
I wonder what this episode's about.
Who knows? So Josie has started a job at a salon in Knoxville after she graduated from cosmetology school.
It's called Ross the Boss, and I don't understand that name. And like, I don't get it.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I don't
just
either.
Looked at it and I was like, what the fuck is this name? Like, this doesn't mean anything to me.
It doesn't sound like a salon.
No.
It doesn't sound like any type of business, honestly.
No. It just sounds like somebody who's like a mafia dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Ross the Boss.
But Josie has been practicing cutting like all of her family's hair to like get her like hours of whatever. But Trace would not allow her to do this until she was a fully trained hairstylist.
Who knew that Trace was the vain one?
God. Now that Josie has, I guess, reached a status that he deems acceptable to cut his hair.
Yeah, someone else has given her the okay.
Yeah. So he comes in to get his hair cut, and of course he's like super fucking condescending the whole time.
So persnickety. He's like, "Oh, why don't you use a different guard?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "I just don't want to cut your hair too fucking short." Like,
yeah, like let me do my job. And he was like, "You know what you're doing, right?" It's no, don't say that to like a professional,
right? And to your sister, like just be nice.
Yeah, fuck you. And
she has trimmers in her hands. She could just leave you with a buzz right down the middle.
She could do you real dirty real quick, buddy. You better be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I loved this part when Zach said
I knew this is what we were getting to.
Yes, Zach says about Trace, he's not that good looking. Why is he worried about it? His hair. And I was like, yeah, get him. Roast him, Zach.
Get him. Yeah, take him down because he attacked Josie.
Yeah, fuck him. And this is where we learned that Trace is going to do some rodeo with Shadow from the Dixie Stampede. And so he's super excited about that.
I feel like Shadow has done lots of illegal things.
His name is Shadow. Yeah, that just it's in line.
Like he's just like this dude who just goes by Shadow.
Yeah.
I'm a Shadow.
Can you imagine getting a call from people like, hey, it's Shadow. You want to be part of this rodeo I got going on? Like that sounds sketchy.
In the middle of fucking nowhere, Indiana?
Fuck no. No, thank you.
No, but see, that's terrible for us, but it's exactly where like Bates thrives.
That's
because
true.
It's like shitty white people.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I don't even know what the equivalent of Indiana to the Bates would be to us, but
like California,
yeah, like LA,
I think. Yeah, like California, they'd be like, "Oh my god, those heathens! They have the marijuana, the electric lettuce,
electric lettuce." But thank God Trace approves of his haircut because who knows what would have happened if Josie had fucked up.
I don't know. But, maybe Trace is just going through some shit because he failed the Dixie Stampede, didn't get on the basketball team.
Yeah.
His brother called him ugly.
Yeah, he needs something, and that something, I guess, is his hair and this weird rodeo in Indiana, which
yep.
You do you.
Yep, it's so weird. Oh, but he does eventually fucking ask about Kelton,
Oh
which I
yeah.
feel like that had to be a producer to be like, ask Josie a question.
Yeah. Like pretend like you're interested in your sister's life.
Right. Josie is now very anxious because she's graduated and that was their like rule
Deadline or like
deadline. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Starting
Yeah.
place where they can officially like court and continue on to engagement.
Right. Ew.
Sometimes I feel really funny just saying like the words like, oh, well, they have to continue to court. And I'm over here like,
Yeah, like no, fuck all this.
Yeah. Gil still thinks she's too young. Josie's very anxious to get engaged, and Kelly says she is mature and she knows what she wants, which is what you have to believe when you're selling your daughters off at 18.
I guess so, yeah. I don't know. If my daughter was 18 and wanted to get married, I would have a very long talk with them, I think.
Yeah. I'd be like, where have I gone wrong?
yeah, for real. Like,
why don't you want to have fun?
Yeah.
No.
Just like
I mean, being married is fun, but like
yeah.
Not at 18. You don't make good decisions before 25.
No, yeah, don't get married before you're like, yeah, 25 is a good age to like
let your brain solidify.
Exactly. And yeah, get through a couple of like really emotional times with that person before you marry them and make sure it's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if somebody gets like sick or whatever, just take note.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So next up, Tori and Bobby go out to dinner with Gil and Kelly to talk about
the get and go.
The get and go. And they're going to talk about their move and also just spend some time together while they can because Nashville is so far away.
So far, it's not like Lawson goes there every weekend.
Yeah, literally. So, like they said, the plan is to move to Nashville right after Tori graduates from college. And they're going to visit in the meantime and learn about the congregation, look at places. And Gil says that he's opposed to all his children leaving, especially if it's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Lots to unpack there.
Hate that. Yeah. Hate that.
Yeah. Ugh. I hate that it's like, oh, I don't really like I don't know. It's just like it's your child should be your child. It shouldn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. Like it should affect you the same way. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like that fucking Harvard professor who was like, oh, if you go to Cameroon, you're going to get raped and murdered. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, oh, I'm just going to protect you from all of the ills. You can only have a husband, but you still have to be under your father's, like, watchful eye.
Right, yeah. There's a lot of really not great implications there.
No, this is not the Victorian era anymore.
No.
But we also kind of know already that Carlin's also going to move to Nashville. And so she's been going with them. And Lawson's in Nashville a lot, and he stays with Evan up there as well.
Yeah.
So
they got a whole like Bates colony building in Nashville.
Yeah, this is their Rexburg, Idaho, like the Mormons.
Exactly.
But it's Nashville.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about that? I don't think anything else really happened.
No, the only thing that I kind of wanted to say was that Kelly and Gil were like, you guys are on the same life path as us. And it just was like so fucked up. Like Gil as a youth pastor honestly scares me.
That is scary. But also, I feel like Kelly's always saying this to her kids. Like, you guys are just like us. You pop out babies. It's like, yeah, because you raise them to do, like, that's what they think they have to do. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah, no, you guys are quiverful. Like, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. It's also just, like, not uncommon. Like, it's typically, like, well, not always, but, like, a lot of times it's similar to how you were raised is how your your family will progress. Like, it's true for me. Like, my parents didn't have kids until they were in their late 20s, early 30s. And a lot of times, and not always, obviously, but, like, teen moms, there's, like, the whole, like, generational teen mom thing. So it's like, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah, and like there's so many factors at play, but it's definitely not a coincidence that kids often learn relationships from their parents' relationship.
Right, and especially when like their relationship and how they've like created their family is so much rooted in what they preach too, that it's like of course they're going to do it. That's what you've told them to do.
Yeah, it's like, look at us. We did it good.
Yeah.
You do it good like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or else we'll disown you and never talk to you again and call you a harlot.
Exactly.
And then we get a little light indoctrination.
Yes, yes, yes. We check in with Erin, who is getting ready to give birth to baby Everly like any day now. She's about to pop. And Chad walks in from home and immediately has to read a Bible story to the kids. Immediately.
Yes. And of course, it's the Bible story of Mary opening the tomb and Jesus isn't there because he's in the garden because he's resurrected.
Right.
And it's just like, with Gil like narrating over this, saying, little children are like a big sponge. Carson is too, and he loves the story. Even little Brooklyn is, absorbing it into her heart. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, it's like, well, kids love books and kids like being read to, and pictures.
Humans love stories.
Yes. So they're going to like what you read to them. Like, yeah. Especially, I'm sure that that's like mostly what they get read is like Bible stuff. So of course they're going to like it. It's all they know.
Yeah, and it's like cool stories probably compared to like the dog going to the grocery store or whatever the other like little early reader books are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't know. Carson's so cute though, and I just want to read him. I want to like give him a story time, but like with books about, I don't know, whatever he's interested in.
Yeah. Trucks or dinosaurs or something.
Tools or dogs or dinosaurs. Something. One of those.
Yeah, dinosaurs is a big one for little kids, man.
Sure is.
I think I get it, but I still don't really get it. Like, they kind of were scary to me as a kid, dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little bit of a pussy, so they were a little too much for me.
Definitely was. I was what I call a cautious child.
Oh, fuck, me too. Yeah, no. Yeah.
I'm not climbing no fucking trees. I'm not reading no scary books.
Whatever the opposite of a Gryffindor is, that is me. Through and through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the last part, I guess, of this episode, is Gil decides that he wants to make a shuffleball court in the concrete outside because they had played it when they were at the beach, and Gil played it when he was a kid all the time, and so yeah.
But of course, we're gonna make this whole thing with what we have.
Yeah,
we're not gonna buy anything. We're not gonna get any of the tools of the game.
Never.
We're gonna create them all.
Yes, exactly. So they, I guess, like look up the dimensions for the court, and they decide to like tape it off with the tape. And while they're doing that, Trace decides to play wiffle ball because all the little kids are out and playing. And he gets out of working on the shuffleball court by playing wiffle ball with the kids. And Gil and Zach and everyone are getting all distracted because
they want to go play and have fun.
Yeah, because they're like kids at heart and they can't work when there's fun happening.
Which, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to make this shuffleboard thing. Like, you don't have to. You can just stop and just go play wiffle ball.
Yeah. Or it was your idea, Gil. Like, if you don't want to do it anymore, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, or, like, do it when the kids aren't out, so then you can just do it, like, when they're all sleeping or whatever, and you, like, do it, and then everybody plays on it, and it's super fun, and it's already put together. But, yeah, no, having 15 people just sit and watch you make a shuffleboard court is not fun.
No, not very fun. But, yeah, Zach finally abandons it at one point and joins the wiffle ball game. But they do eventually get a court marked out at least. And so now they need to figure out something to use for the little pucks that get slid.
Yeah, the shuffle pucks.
Shuffle pucks.
Shuffle pucks. That was the longest thought. I couldn't think of any word that would go after shuffle. I was like, shuffle balls?
Shuffle balls. Oh, God. So Gil decides he's going to cut some pieces of wood to use as the pucks.
Little round log circles, like log slices.
Yeah,
because those definitely scream shuffle.
Yeah, those are super
and, like,
lightweight.
Sliding to me.
They glide so effortlessly, and they decide to use just like regular brooms as the sticks.
The shufflers.
The shuffles and the shuffle pucks.
Yeah, there's the shuffle pucks, and it's shuffleboard.
So, of course, the pucks aren't working well because they're heavy as fuck, and the brooms aren't really great. But they do find some other push brooms that do work a little bit better, shaped a little bit better for the purpose.
Yeah.
And Gil lost the game, but he
Yep.
wouldn't admit it, so that's great.
He would not because of his. He said it was because of his humility or something, and I was just like, "You are a great example of a Christian.
Yeah,
Can't even admit when you lose."
That's about right, though, is it not?
It's so fucking true. If there is one person in this world that I could say this person is prideful, it is Gil Bates.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, that's what is so curious about this situation with the cancellation of the show, which we still don't really have any indication of why it happened, but
nope.
I do wonder if there's, I don't know, Gil's just a sketchy kind of guy in a certain way. I could see something sketchy, like not even necessarily like, I'm talking more along the lines of like fraud.
Yeah, you're saying sketchy like regular church people sketchy.
Yes, not like Josh Duggar
sketchy
and
stuff. Not Josh Duggar.
I'm not
sketchy.
I'm not going to.
That's fucking deep, dark, nasty.
Yeah, I would not accuse somebody of that without any proof. That is
without cause. Yeah.
No thanks. Not interested in
Gil is just like a weird, power hungry maniac.
Right. Exactly.
He is not. I don't think he's a pedophile.
There's nothing to indicate that he is, and I'm going to go with my gut that I have to, in order to like just make it through the day, I have to just assume that most people are not pedophiles.
I know, and every single time that you hear about one, you're just like, "Fuck, another one?
How could there be more?" God,
right? There's enough.
I know.
Let's just say, if you are thinking about becoming a pedophile, don't.
There's
enough of them.
Yeah. Okay, so next episode is called 1 Week, 3 Babies? Huh?
But there's only 2 babies in bellies.
Or is there?
Or is there?
So this episode starts out with Kelly freaking out and scrambling to figure out what she's going to do, because we got Alyssa and Aaron due back to back. And of course, Kelly has to be at both births. Mm-hmm. And, Alyssa's in Florida, Aaron's in Tennessee. So we got to figure out what to do.
Yep. Which I just don't get it, especially because like Alyssa has never called her to come for the actual labor. Like she always calls, "Oh, the baby was born.
Yeah.
It was so fast. Baby was born. Bye."
Yeah.
Like,
just wait.
She doesn't want her to, I don't think she wants her to necessarily be there in the laboring part.
Yeah,
She's
which is
fine with her coming after.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely understand like if the mom or the pregnant woman wanted their mom to be in the room, like definitely to support them, but like I don't know, I definitely like I want as few people in the room as possible if I ever give birth, so like you can come, I'll text you when the baby's born, when it's all cleaned up and got a pretty little hat on, and then you can come and see the baby. Yep,
and you've got your good drugs and a nice IV.
Exactly.
And you're comfy and cozy and you're all covered up.
Yeah, precisely. To make matters even more complicated, at the same time as these births going on, Trace has his Indiana rodeo, and
his birth.
Yeah, his birth is the rodeo.
Into rodeo life.
Oh wow! And of course, Lawson has to, leech on to this situation however he can. So he is singing the national anthem there. And but Kelly talks about how she feels really bad. She's like, I always said I would never miss an event. And it's like, honey, when you have 19 kids, you
gotta miss an event.
Even if you have 1 or 2 kids, you're gonna have to probably miss an event sometimes. That happens.
I guess that's why, I mean, apart from the fact that they never went to school or anything, they never put any of the kids into extracurriculars.
It'd be so chaotic.
You're not going to miss any soccer games. You're not going to miss any hockey games.
Right.
Because nobody's doing it until they're over 18.
Mm-hmm. So they all have a family meeting and talk about the crazy week and the plans and everything. Mm-hmm. And Kelly plans to go down to Florida before Alyssa's, final midwife appointment, which,
the last time they scraped the scrape and she birthed the babe.
Birthed the birth. So after that, Trace is putting in some practice on trick writing since he hasn't done it before. I know, practicing.
He's going to practice one time before an event?
I mean, honestly,
this is amazing.
Improvement. Because typically it's like the day of the event and they're like, I just realized I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Exactly.
So Lawson also joins him because he's Lawson, and they're both, horse guys. So
this is also when Zach says, anytime anyone in the family does something cool, Lawson is single, young, and available. He's going with you.
Yeah, which that sounds about right. And God, I feel so bad for all of the family, honestly. Anybody who has to spend time with Lawson, I feel bad for them.
I know. It's the worst.
So Trace practices one trick where he hangs off the side of the horse, basically. And the first time he did it went okay, but then the second time he didn't tighten the saddle all the way, which seems
he didn't prepare for
a rookie
his
mistake
thing.
And it moved and it fucked him up, and he almost died.
Almost went under the horse.
Because they're the way that he was positioned, his head was a foot away from the horse's
feet.
Yeah that he could have got no thanks.
It could have been a bad story, but of course it's the Bates,
so they're fine.
And most trick riders that I know, when they're practicing new stunts and stuff that, I know, not personally, but I watch on TikTok or whatever. Many. I know so many, but I do watch them on TikTok because sometimes I'll get in a horse phase. I don't know.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, they will wear helmets and stuff because they're not comfortable with the trick yet.
Yeah.
So you should protect yourself, and then when you are comfortable with the trick, that's when you take the safety stuff off.
Yeah. It seems like pretty basic stuff, but the Bates and safety, they don't mix.
Nope. I know, and I love right before he fell off the horse, they're like, well, they always say when you're practicing tricks, you shouldn't practice in an open field. And where are they practicing?
In an open field.
God, they're so dumb.
Yeah, and then we get to hear Lawson yodel, which didn't care for that.
That's as good as I can yodel.
That's honestly was pretty good. I loved it.
I would do it in a Swiss restaurant if called upon.
Oh, thanks, Joy.
Joy. God. I couldn't remember. I was like, was it Joy? Was it Jessica?
It was Joy. Oh, you're God. Right. So then we talked to Jackson a little bit, who has been working construction with Chad. And they are working at the steel yard, which is where Chad used to work and Bobby now works. And they're fixing a leak and working on the trim,
flooring stuff.
And, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Jackson seems like he really is good at construction stuff and really enjoys it and really enjoys hanging out with Chad. And Chad's a good dude. So I can just send all of the boys to go hang out with Chad because he seems fine and to actually respect his wife and children.
Yeah, let's have these people follow Chad's career path and not Zach's. No cops. Let's just stick with construction.
No fucking cops.
We need,
only construction.
We need this.
Jesus wasn't a fucking cop. Jesus was a carpenter.
True dad. But Chad says that Jackson is a really good hard worker and that he picks up on things very easily. So he's got a bright future ahead of him. That Jackson does.
And then Carlin says that he stays up all night to finish his schoolwork so that he can always be free during the day to work with Chad. Aww. And it's very cute. I don't know. I like Jackson. I think
he's a good
he
kid.
Was one of my favorite middle boys.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, the options aren't great.
Yeah.
Because Warden's an actual murderer, maybe. I'm kidding. He's not a murderer, but he could be.
I don't know if he's a murderer, but he scares me for sure. And I worry that maybe the brain bleed that he got when he was 4, there's something that's
head trauma and serial killers.
Yeah, it's true. There's a pretty big correlation there, and also just I don't know, maybe it just did something to his decision making, or I guess danger,
impulse control.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
who knows?
I don't know. I mean, shit. They say that the music and brain surgery affects your mood afterwards.
Right.
So fuck. Yeah. I think smashing your head on the rock as a child is probably gonna leave you with some weird stuff going on.
Probably. So the last part of this episode has Zach and Whitney inviting everyone over to have a family dinner before the crazy birth week starts and everyone, gets all busy.
Birth week. The week of births.
And of course, as per usual, when there is a gathering of family, there has to be an announcement. And I knew before this scene even started, that it was going to be an announcement and exactly what the announcement was going to be.
Yep.
So, of course, Bobby does the prayer to bless the meal and the rains down in Africa. And then he, like, is taking his sweet time going through thanking the Lord for the
Thank
food,
you for Alyssa and her upcoming baby.
and all, yeah.
And Erin and her upcoming baby. And
us. And then he says something like, and for blessing Tori and I with the
gift of being parents.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm due after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And then, of course, they call everyone and tell them. And as per usual, I just feel bad for Michael. Just because I know how it feels to have a pregnancy announcement and be just thinking about how you feel like you'll never experience
like the punches just keep fucking coming for Michael because it's just one after the
other. Yeah, at least with me, like I only have like literally like 5 people in my life that could be pregnant at any point. So, there's only like 2
You got
a
lower number.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole scene at the end of it, Bobby has a little talking head and he's like, it's just crazy. Like in 1.5 years, I've gone from a college student to a husband to a father. And I'm just like,
no, that gave me literal anxiety when he said that. I was thinking about myself when I graduated college and I was like, a year and a half after that, and I would be married with a kid on the way. Like, no, that gives me anxiety. Especially when you weren't with that person for like it'd be one thing, I guess, if you were with that person since like high school and you'd gone through everything together. Yeah. Like, whatever, that's fine, whatever. But they were not together that long.
No. I mean, the fact of the matter is he's saying 1.5 years, but he's in the middle of that 1.5 years because the next 9 months is the other half of those years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, guys, you really can slow down. I promise. Yeah. It's okay. You can think things through. You can enjoy the time as it is.
No. I mean, honestly, I don't think they know how.
Yeah, I don't either. It's just always on to the next thing.
Yeah. Like, all they probably know about is abortions are bad.
That is.
They've never heard of the birth control pill. They've never, unless you know to Google that or someone else tells you about it.
Yeah, probably.
Who's going to know?
Or if they do know about it, they probably, know it and be like, oh, it's evil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those hormones will mean that you never get pregnant ever.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Maybe that's what's wrong with
me.
Total
bullshit.
I'm just kidding.
Too much birth control. You were controlled.
I was controlled for so long. No.
QAnon.
Damn it. They got me. All right. So the last episode for today is called A Bundle of Joy and a Rodeo Show. Which, God.
Both equally as important.
Yes. The 2 biggest parts of a person's life. Welcoming their baby.
First baby and their first rodeo.
What more is there to life?
Oh, fuck. I just realized that after this moment, Trace is going to start making this isn't my first rodeo jokes.
Oh, God. Just a moment of silence for my mental peace.
R.I.P. for the next however long we have left of this topic.
Oh, God. So Kelly shows up at Alyssa and John's in Florida to hopefully make it for the birth and then quickly go back home for Erin's birth. But she says, and she emphasizes that she's staying at a hotel while she's there, which I was glad that they said and that she was doing that because, there's
nothing worse than having somebody in your house when you're sick or anticipating something and it's something that big where you need to walk around and
right. Well, and especially
be crazy.
John and Alyssa don't have that big of a house and they have 2 other kids to share it with. They need their space. Let's give them their space.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yes.
And so then Kelly takes Alyssa out for her little spa day. She gets a pedicure and a manicure. She does for all pregnant moms because it's just nice and relaxing. Yes. And she knows that they feel like shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Pamper them. Go for it. So, and then, of course, Alyssa gets some mothering advice from Kelly because she's worried about going from 2 to 3, which, that's a big jump because you're outnumbered now. Not
enough arms.
Yeah. But
gotta dribble one.
Kelly is not worried about Alyssa and thinks that she will be just fine.
And of course, they say again, after 4 kids, it just gets easier.
Yeah, because you let the other ones care for the younger.
Yeah, because the first one is old enough to take care of the 5th one.
Exactly. So then on the other side of things, Trace and Lawson meet up with Shadow in Indiana to practice their trick riding.
In Shipshawana, Indiana.
So they, I guess, practice a little bit.
They practice a little bit, and we get told that they're going to play with the Pegasus Trick Riders. Ooh. That's who they're riding with, the Pegasus Trick Riders.
That's exciting. Big deal. So, like I said, Lawson is singing the national anthem at this rodeo, and I loved how they introduced him as Nashville recording artist Lawson Bates.
I mean, yep, those are all true words.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean anything, words. But it's true.
Who knows what he records? Fart sounds?
It would be better.
Yeah,
so
honestly.
I guess the Pegasus people go out first and do their big time tricks and all that kind of stuff. And then they do a brotherly competition between Lawson and Trace on that trick where they're like hanging off the side.
Yeah. We're not saying the name of the trick because it's kind of racist. So
yeah.
So just you don't need to know. It's just basically they hide on the side of the horse. So you can't be seen, like you're not sitting on top of the horse.
Yeah,
and you're just like one leg on the saddle and one leg, one arm, and you're like, yeah.
So they do that, and Lawson goes out first, and I loved how he complains that you don't want to be the one that goes first, and then Trace was like, you literally asked to go first. Like, I tried to go first.
Yeah, you wouldn't let me go first.
And so Lawson does his, and it goes well, and he has a cowboy hat, so he looks so cool. And then
he does a little cowboy hat wave.
Yeah. And then Trace goes and he does pretty good as well. And I guess the overall consensus that Trace's was a little bit more technical, but Lawson's was more entertaining.
Yeah. Lawson came out looking like a cowboy, Zach said.
Yeah. So the rodeo went fine. Nobody died, which is, I guess, like, biggest thing.
Yeah. Because they were strange horses that they didn't know to ride on, and the horses didn't know them, so they would not mind crushing their little melons.
No, not at all. But then back to the other side of life, from rodeos to birth. We go back to Florida
the
and
other season of life.
Baby Zoe's just here. There's no labor. There's nothing. All of a sudden,
5:15 a.m. Kelly gets the call from John and says, "Hey, baby Zoe was born at 4:22."
She's like, "Oh, great, okay." So she goes over to the birthing center where Alyssa gave birth. And they talked to Alyssa, and Alyssa said that it was so quick, and she had her within an hour of getting to the birth center, which is crazy. And it seems like Alyssa has, like, really quick labors.
That or she's lying because she doesn't want to be on camera.
It could be, but I don't know.
I think it's probably quick.
It's probably quick.
Because she seems very, like, unbothered by the time people show up.
Yeah. She's just... I don't know. Alyssa and I are like opposite people in like every way. Like I stress out about everything. I would be like, and she's just like, it's fine.
Yeah. She's like, whatever.
And it's like,
I guess that's kind of what you learn. As like one of the oldest children of 19.
Yeah.
You just like, it's like learn to let it go.
It's like a survival tactic at that point.
Yeah.
So Kelly gets to hold baby Zoe Joy. And she says that despite how many babies she's held and how many grandkids she has, it's still special and new each time.
I just have to say the name Zoe Joy. I like both of those names separately, but Zoe Joy just makes me want to say Zoe Joey.
Zoe Joy. Yeah, I don't normally love it when a first name and a middle name end in the same sound. Like it's just Zoe Joy. Like if they both with a Y at the end, it's a little yeah Zoe Joey. But I think Joy was Alyssa's middle name, and so that's why they used it, and they just liked Zoe. So
so Alyssa gets the okay to leave when Kelly's there to look at the baby. So then they all go back to Alyssa and John's house to introduce le bébé to the other bébés.
The other babies, which like. Look, it's so crazy. Like that other baby is literally like still a baby, like a full baby, and now she's an older sister.
Yeah. I mean, she's like 12 months old.
Yeah.
She's wearing 12-month outfits, which are still little tiny baby outfits.
Yeah. It's like, gosh. I cannot imagine. I just cannot imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. So Alyssa now has a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, and a newborn.
Whew.
Brutal.
So finally, while Gil wasn't able to be there for the birth, he shows up while they're at their home and gets to meet the baby too. And he just like walks in and grabs the baby, and Kelly's like, "Did you wash your hands?" And he said, "I washed my hands yesterday." Which I know was a joke, but like, also wash your hands before you touch a newborn baby.
You were just on an airplane.
Yes. Wash your hands before you, like, even if you're just like walking in from outside, just wash your hands before you're touching a newborn baby.
Get some Purell.
Yes, not that
if you
hard.
don't want to watch them,
just somehow
let that baby not be sick.
Yes, please. So yeah, Gil and Kelly FaceTime the family back home, and everyone gets to meet baby Zoe over FaceTime, and it's a beautiful moment.
Yep. And then we end with all the kids going to sleep and being put down for bed, and then Gil rambles in with a fucking Outback Steakhouse bag with steaks for everyone, because Kelly and Gil, apparently, during their first few kids, saw an ad for a hospital that said, "Get a free steak dinner here if you deliver at our hospital," which I do remember when they used to do that. So
yeah, it's definitely a thing that happened for sure.
So then Gil, being Gil, was like, "No, I'll just buy you steak and bring it home, and we'll just have a home birth because it's cheaper."
Yeah, God. But I mean, I guess at least she gets her steak dinner out of it. So
yeah, shit. Something. So yeah, everybody got a steak dinner. All 4 of them did, which was good.
Yeah,
I really want a steak dinner now.
That sounds really good. Yeah. God. You're gonna have a baby, Jillian.
Shit, I'm gonna have a baby to get a steak.
That's the only way you get a steak in the Bates family is if you have a baby.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the Bates family.
Yeah, that's
I can have steak whenever the fuck I want.
Damn, fuck them up.
Fuck them up.
But yeah, welcome baby Zoe. And I know next week we'll be talking about another baby that will be born.
We'll get Aaron's baby.
So many babies, so little time.
Yeah, honestly. Like, this is like 5 days between babies.
I know, it's crazy. But yeah, I think that about brings us to the end of today's episode. If you have anything that you would like to say about this episode, or if you have anything you want us to watch in the future, send us an email at tvliterate@gmail.com.
And you can find us everywhere on the web at TV Literate. We are on Reddit, Tumblr, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere you can think of. We're probably there. Send us any cool things you find. Send us any Bates news that you may see.
Yes.
We're always on the troll. The troll? I don't know. We're like the crabbers. We're putting the crab pots in, and we're just scooping for Bates gossip.
Exactly. That is precisely right.
Any way you can give it to us. And we also have a little donation Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/TV Literate. You can drop us $1 or $2 if we have entertained you, if you want to help us with podcasting costs.
Yes, and if you have a minute and would like to leave us a review, that would be a great help to us. And we will see you guys next week with another episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.